Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Namaskar. Seeing you in this auditorium today takes me back to the memories of 1972 when I joined MBBS. Those were the different days. You are in a different world today. The fact of the matter, you have got admissions in government colleges in Assam and different parts of India is a testimony that you have exceptional, great matter gifted by Almighty Allah. I feel extremely honored to be in front of you. My young friends, how I became doctor is important. That story will take just 4-5 minutes. I was in standard 6 in my school, Almeda High School in Goa. One of our Hindi teachers walked in and instead of taking a lesson, she started saying, देखो, मैं आज आपको कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ाऊंगी, आपसे एक बात करनी है. And then she said, उस दौर में रोल मॉडल का एक सिलसिला था. Those were the days where people would say, you should become Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, you should become John F. Kennedy, and so on and so forth. These were impossible targets. This lady walks in and she says, 2 years ahead of you, that's in standard 8, there is a young boy by the name of Rocky DeCosta. He walks about 10 kilometers a day, lost his father, and his mother sells vegetables in the morning. And he's an outstanding student in terms of academics, and the most well-behaved student that you can come across. And exceptionally good in extracurricular activities. A fast bowler of repute, excellent cricketer, and he used to participate in all the events, whatever came to his chances. And I found a role model for myself. But my father was very keen, because in my school days also, I used to participate in extracurricular elocution competitions, all India radio, so on and so forth. So he felt, okay, my son is good at communication. He should take up ICS. Those days it was called Indian Civil Service, now it is called IAS. So that was my father's dream. And my father didn't realize that I have found a role model. In our school, those days we used to have matriculation of 11 years. In 10th standard, the school started a new system where Mr. Almedian, all-round student, trophy was created. And Mr. Rocky DeCosta, the first student who got it. So I was following him religiously. मैंने सोचा मेरा भी करना चाहिए. And 2 years down the line, I got that trophy of Mr. Almedian. Then I said, and this young man joined science stream and got admission on merit at Goa Medical College. So the decision was made that I would be a doctor. We both were together. And your role model, if he turns into a mentor, your world changes. He said, look, you should be a better doctor than I am. He had a typical accent. And you should be a better cricketer than myself. We both were good at studies. There's no doubt about it. And those were the days when there was no system of coaching classes. You have to learn yourself. And then he said, you should be a better cricketer, better doctor. You believe it or not, I represented my college and the university as a fast bowler, one-down batsman. And I got an opportunity to be a commentator for Ranji Trophy matches. But I focused everything possible on my studies as well. So it's not that all studies that matter. You need to develop leadership qualities. I have seen a lot of doctors who are gold medalists. They don't do as well in the practice and they end up taking an academic job, a professor or a teacher. So you have to be an all-rounder in every manner. Like one of the brilliant motivator speaker. In motivational speeches, I listen to get motivated. Let me tell you the secret of that. He rightly put it. You have to be a good human being. A good doctor with very strong academic credentials. It's not enough. You need to be a good human being. You need to be a good Indian citizen. And you should aspire to become a global celebrity in the field of education. You have to aim high. If you want to be one of them, then what difference have you made? You have added one more doctor to the stream of doctors. Each one of you. See, in a crowd like this, if we have something called competition, one of you will be the best. But each one of you can give your best. That is how it should be. Merely reading the books and getting involved into academic exercises is not unmet enough. Some of you, you may not be in first year. I have seen some of the brilliant students who were toppers, first and second position. And in the middle, they lose their track for various reasons. Not a boyfriend and girlfriend issue, but various issues. There is complacency which sets in. You start thinking, I am the best, so what? But that doesn't happen. So you have to be on your toes throughout your career. Now this gentleman, Rocky DeCosta, he wanted to have his own practice as a general practitioner. And at that time, I'm talking of 1978, that is more than 40 years, I think. He told me, you must go for radiology. For post-graduation, I was getting admission in clinical branches of repute in surgery and pediatrics. He suggested that you should go for radiology. Ultrasound is just coming, CT scan is being evolved. And everyone at home and elsewhere laughing at me, radiology कुछ नहीं है, जिसको कोई वो PG नहीं लेता वो radiology करता है. And you know today what radiology is? It is the most sought after branch. All toppers opt for radiology. And the children of privileged parents, they shell out as much as 2 to 3 crores for a seat for radiology. So this was a visionary gentleman. And he said, you don't be in Goa, go to Mumbai. And I had nobody in Mumbai. I got admission in radiology. And I was a stranger. Those were the days people would say, yeah, outsider. And that kind of a thing. So I said, I have to give my best. And what I used to do was, some of the rich and privileged doctors, MBBS graduates coming from affluent families, they didn't want to work very hard. So they used to opt for radiology. But they would not even attend emergencies. So I was doing their emergencies. I was not doing a favor to them, I was trying to do a favor to myself so that I get a recognition. And जनाब ऐसा हुआ कि मेरे 2 पोस्ट होने के बाद I was registered for MD radiology. Head of the department of Bombay Hospital, I'm talking of now 1980. This was the largest hospital in India, run by the Marwadi community. He came to a radiology department and talked to a senior technician. Technicians are very smart guys. He said, I want a young boy who would do all that possible required to be done in my department. He said, there's a boy who has come from Goa. I was a novice in Mumbai, knew nobody. He picked me up and I went to Bombay Hospital, probably the first Muslim doctor in a Marwadi hospital. And it was probably the largest hospital those days. There also I struggled very hard. I used to do 25 barium males and 5 enemas, 18 IVPs those days. And ultimately fell sick because of radiation. But I continued that. That resulted in getting recognition from everywhere. I went on a deputation to Saudi Arabia for a year to start CT scan there. Came back. And then my colleagues at Bombay Hospital, they were very keen that I should go to the United States of America. Ultrasound had just come to Mumbai, one of the people, trial and error method. CT scan, only head scan had come, not total body scan. So those teachers and eminent doctors, Dr. Ramesh Chandgiri, he recommended my name to both the universities. There was a huge waiting list for a year at Thomas Jefferson University Hospital, Philadelphia, for ultrasound, and for MRI, University of Pennsylvania, which is one of the largest universities in India. And I could get it. Came back. See what happens. You must be smart players. You must pick up a specialty which is demand driven, where there are a lot of opportunities and very few people are there to compete. My luck, there's a hospital called Hinduja Hospital. If you go on Google, it's like the finest hospital. It was created in collaboration with Massachusetts Institute Hospital, Boston. I got phone calls, one from Bombay Hospital, one from Hinduja. Join us. See, there is no discrimination, caste, creed, religion, or anything. They want somebody who is talented. And I walked into the hospital. I was made head of the department. Then I realized that working in a big hospital gives a good optics to the society at large. But you will end up serving the privileged ones. What about have-nots? So believe it or not, I decided to abandon and buy an ultrasound machine, portable. The banks were not ready to give the loans because portable machine, nobody understood what it is. People were saying, it's crazy आदमी है. इतना अच्छा job छोड़ के he is taking a risk, so you have to take risks in life. And then I decided to work in all the charitable hospitals. You get the money, but not the kind of money that you get in state-of-art hospitals. And you get quality patients in the charitable hospitals, but that learning becomes your forte. And young friends, believe me, it was not easy for me to settle in Mumbai. I used to work 18 hours a day, post-MD fellowship from the United States of America. I used to carry my ultrasound machine in a taxi. I bought one of the famous brother typewriter. I used to type my reports. Then came the secretary. Then came the second-hand Fiat car. Then came 3-4 clinics that I started. And I decided to give free services to government hospitals where they didn't have sonography. I used to spend 30% of my time in charitable hospitals where we learned a lot because ultrasound then was trial and error method. There was not enough literature in the world. And we used to do a lot of inputs to the literature. That gave the goodwill. You did your philanthropical work as a doctor. You got a name, you got a fame, money comes. And I was treating the most marginalized patients. Never asked the money from them and never made them feel that I'm just seeing them 2 minutes. No. That much time which you are giving to a patient who pays for it. What happened in the process? I was a doctor for the top industrialists, film personalities, eminent CEOs, all kinds of patients. And then people were talking about you. That is the satisfaction. The last person in the queue is happy with your treatment and the top person. Therefore, then what I did, I started 3 clinics and I was working for 5 hospitals charitable. 8 clinic I started at Chowpatty, which is the elite area of Mumbai. The second one is Hill Road, Bandra, which is the Queens of suburb. And one in Bombay Central where I could see all the poor patients. Money came, you did free work also, and you developed credentials. People would say, second opinion, please job. That is your benchmark of excellence. When you are asked to give opinion, second opinion. That's how you should be. And hard work, honesty, and committed to the profession. Now what I am saying is, you made a reference to that. Young doctors, I do see them, even in radiology and otherwise. Any difficult case comes, they go on Google. Say you are doing an ultrasound to 2-day-old baby, clinical symptoms of pyloric stenosis, and then you put a probe, an experienced hand would tell you within a minute. These young ones, they go, how much is the length of pylorus? What is the thickness? What is the diameter? How to see it? They go there and then they do the diagnosis. That's not done. Your reading habits will disappear. You must have reference books with you. None of us are perfect doctors. Even today, I refer the books. Am I right? It's an ongoing process. Medicine is very dynamic. When I had my radiology post-graduation, that time and today's time is totally different. My son is a radiologist. And at times I feel I get an inferiority complex. People tell me he's better than you. He's bound to be. He has access to a lot of technology. He's doing everything that is to be done in a major hospital in his clinic. So he's making a name. I feel honored. I don't. And we still attend conferences to get those credit marks. After 65, he did not, but till 65, we were attending conferences to get 30 credit marks. So in medicine, I'm 70 now. This 26th Jan, I'll be 71. I still refer the books. I still want to learn. So if you don't learn initially, and then you think I learn later, it never happens. For example, you are in anatomy dissection. If you are dissecting the brain, for example, I don't know what you're dissecting now. Upper limbs, lower limbs? Upper limbs. Correct. Now, your anatomy professor will tell you which is superior intestine, which is middle intestine, which is inferior, what structure is going to. You have to visualize and see them. That dissection. Can I have your attention? I'm talking to you about your first year. You have to focus then and start memorizing, imagining. Try to put in front of you that thorax is being dissected today. Now what happens, many of the students go into the minute things. If cutaneous nerve नहीं मिल रहा है, ये muscle नहीं दिख रहा है, they go into the minor thing, the major thing they forget about. So you must look for thoracic duct. When it is asked, trace the thoracic duct. People leave it because thoracic duct एक ही है. They are more concentrating how aorta goes. What are the other structures? So when you are in anatomy dissection hall, that is the first and the last time you dissect. Then all those specimens are kept for exams. And what happens is in first year, people start feeling that dry subjects, when are we going to see the patients? That happens. It happened to us. That smell of formalin. Then your demonstrator saying, okay, smooth muscle graft, it doesn't come. So you get bogged down into all those things. Focus it all right, but have a holistic approach to learning. You should be your own teacher at times. You know how the best of the lawyers are rated today and how? I was attending a seminar by Times of India, which says learning beyond the classroom. So Subhash Ghai was one of the speakers. You know Subhash Ghai, one of the biggest producer, filmmaker. He said, in my institute, I practice things which boys do in Temple University of the United States of America. There, the young ones are asked to stand in front of the mirror. They look at themselves and they argue the cases. What happens in the courtroom? The best of lawyers get just 2 minutes. You should be very precise in your content, you should be a good communicator, and you should know what to speak and what not to speak. And then in the mirror, you stand and see your body language. Why it is done? Because the judge judges you also on body language. He said, this guy is arrogant. He thinks he knows more than me. So he loses the case. A communication skill. I'll give one example. Can I take about 10 minutes more or you are all better? Can I go ahead? Yes. Communication skill. Doctors are supposed to be the best communicator. You heard about my organization, which has completed 150 years on like 10,000 students. And KG to PhD in part education. And we are collaborating with some of the best universities in the world. What was I saying? I lost the point. Communication. We were to celebrate 145 years of the organization 5 years ago. It's very interesting. Just look at it how one should go. I had an appointment with Amitabh Bachchan in his office. And his PA, Mr. Yadav, told me, sir, I will brief you what to talk and what not to talk. I said, yeah, I'm not a good speaker, not a good communicator, but I will learn from you. उसने चाय पाई पिलाई. Then he started talking कि सुबह 4 बजे लोनावाला से साथ के लिए गाय का दूध आता है उनके फॉर्म से. जर्मनी से कंटेनर आते उनका स्पेशल वाटर है. और इन्होंने ऐसा बोला. And then he said, you don't speak about film stars who were the alumni of Anjuman. Anjuman Islam has produced a lot of brilliant doctors, engineers, film personalities, 6 test cricketers. The present Yashasvi Jaiswal, who is playing Australia, is a student of Urdu Medium School of Anjuman. He said, don't speak about that. I said, all right. And he said, they will praise Dilip Sir, but then too much praise is not good. I said, okay, Baba. I have learned a few things from him. I walked in. I had a colleague with me. I instructed him, don't take any selfies. Keep your mobile in your pockets. Don't speak about the film and the film industry. Amitabh Bachchan walks in. Very graceful. His accent of English is par excellence. I said, pleased to meet you. 145 years. He said, and we had read everything and come. I didn't utter a word. I said, let him start talking. And then he said, it's a pleasure meeting you, doctor. वो सोच रहा था कि एक डॉक्टर जहीर काजी कोई टोपी दाढ़ी वाला होगा. So he encountered me and then I said, I'll take him to the way I wanted. I did not tell him I liked your Zanjeer. Diwar was like incredible. You played the role of Haji Mastan and so on and so forth. Kabhi kabhi mein you were the most romantic hero I have ever come. Didn't say a word about it. What I told him is, way back in 1976, you were on a shoot for Great Gambler in Goa, and your very dear friend Amjad Khan met with an accident. He was admitted in Goa Medical College, and my dean, Dr. O.P. Bhargava, told me that you go and talk to them. They are in VIP room. You be our ambassador. I was an intern there. I walked in, and Goa's Superintendent of Police, Anil Chaudhary, was there. This gentleman, and we had a discussion. He said, there is nobody from the family, so I will give the consent. So much so, I will lift him by air ambulance to Nanavati Hospital at his own cost. I said, Amitabh, do you remember that? And Anil Chaudhary was your classmate in Doon School along with Rajiv Gandhi. He said, you remember everything, but one more thing I must tell you, that Anil Chaudhary was my cousin also. I said, this is fascinating me. That is what you talk about, compassionate. You are, आप में इंसानियत है. आपकी वाबस्तगी उस खानदान से है जहां तहजीब इंसानियत की कदर की जाती है. इस तरह से अमित जी मैं आपका कदरदान हूं. मैंने ये नहीं बोला आपकी ये फिल्म अच्छी थी. He was on the top of the world. Then the next thing I told him, आपको याद है, last year there was a convention of radiologists, about 4,000 came from all over the world. You were the chief guest, and you were to release a small documentary of about 3 minutes, Save the Girl Child. हाँ मुझे याद है. मेरा डॉक्टर पाटकर आपको लेके आए थे. हाँ बिल्कुल याद है. आपको ये वो याद है क्या? वो डॉक्यूमेंट्री में 30 seconds was my bite, and remaining 1 minute was about my girl's orphanage in Pune. So you gave us an optic. He was smiling and he was so happy that somebody did not talk about his film, which is a commonality, people do it. मैंने उसको मेरे साथी को बोला था कि no selfies, don't ask for photographs. I offered him the brochure of my organization. He took it. He said, wait. He went to his library, brought out 2 books. One book written by Jaya Bachchan and Mr. Mahmood, who is a film critic. And he wrote with best compliments to Dr. Zahir Qazi from Amitabh Bachchan. Then he looked at me again and he said, brought another लंबी चौड़ी किताब जिसमें 75 years के बाद अमिताभ के पेंटिंग्स थे, including M.F. Hussain. That also he said, first take this, then I will take your book. And they said, hold on. There was a backdrop created. He asked his photographs to take our photographs. And then he said, यकीन मानो मैं आपके प्रोग्राम में जरूर आऊंगा, मेरी खुशकिस्मती होगी कि मैं अंजुमन में आऊंगा. He walked off. मेरे साथ तो शादी कुछ का फोटो का क्या कुछ मत बोलो. After a week, my dear friend, after a week, Amitabh Bachchan sends Bengali sweet worth 5,000 rupees and a pen drive with all the photographs. Unfortunately, the day that program was fixed, we had that Balakot attack, that India attacked Pakistan. Everything was postponed. I sent a message to him. This is the new date. He said, I'm not available, but I will send you a recorded video message to Anjuman Islam. And he recorded, pen drive, 5,000 का और मिठाई मेरे ऑफिस में आ गया. देना किसको चाहिए था? I had to give. See why I said this? The communication skill. What to speak, when to speak, where to speak, who to speak is very important for you when you talk to your patients. You should not make patient feel that you're taking it for a ride. You should not be talking what you feel should be talking. Patient secrets are very important. I committed one blunder in my life. I learned from it. I was called to do sonography for Rakhi. उसका sonography already हुआ था, gallstone था, तो डॉक्टर साहब ने आप देखिए. I went to her house, and while doing sonography, I just casually mentioned that your intrauterine concept device, IUCD, is not in proper position. The funny physician said, why did you say she's a divorcee? You should not have said that. Because she was asking me findings rather than gallbladder. I realized that was a big blunder. So you have to be very cautious in your practice when you become doctors. Patient secrets are not to be discussed in any forum. And when you have celebrity patients, be more careful. And now, radiology. Radiology is one subject why it is popular because that radiologist needs to know everything. He needs to gynec, he needs to know obstetrics, he needs to know oncology. He will ask me, you have scanned the neck of the patient. कौन से level पे nodes है? Level 1, level 2, A, B, C. What is the nature of the lymph nodes? Has it changed the shape? Is the central hilar not in place? Is it vascular? Then he asks you whether it is a tuberculous or malignant. So you need to be prepared because he will come to me. Orthopedic surgeon will come to you. You are learning both now. Humerus, right? Now, osteoclasticoma of humerus or osteosarcoma, what it is? You will ask. So you should know osteology. Likewise, if you are doing sonography of the chest or CT, MR, cardiologist will ask you, if you are doing MRI of cardiac, he will ask you 10 questions which you should be able to answer. So radiology is a branch where there is tremendous scope and you need to be master in everything. And then in diagnostics, everything depends on how you look at it. In short, I have to tell you this because I must tell you what I have done, my own story. So my young friends, you make sure that you not only memorize. In medicine, people believe in memorizing. Like, have you dissected the osteology of palm, hand, cervical bones?
Yes, sir.
Has that been taught to you?
Yes, sir.
Now your demonstrator will tell you something. How to remember that from here to here? She's too pretty try to catch hot, right?
Yes.
So why this is being done? Because you forget. So those who memorize, for them it is good, but those who are smart, they must know what it is without going to it. A lady between two measures, when dissection they asked. See, I had studied this in 1973, I'm trying to recollect. So you can't afford to forget all that. So be focused. And the fact that you are in government medical colleges, I'm told you are in AIMS, you are some of the brilliant minds, you deserve lots of applause, as well as सारी मुबारकबादें आपको देनी है कि आपने आपकी काबिलियत का इजहार किया और आपको जिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने आपको ग्रूम किया, अजमल्स, इनके लिए भी आपको दुआएं करनी होगी. रिमेंबर देम इन योर प्रेयर्स. एंड व्हेन यू बिकम एमिनेंट डॉक्टर्स, इफ सम ऑफ यू हु वर द बेनिफिशियरीज ऑफ फिलैंथ्रोपी try to return it back at some time in life when you are a successful doctor. You take a vow today that when I am a successful doctor, I will at least take the responsibility of 1 or 2 students to finance their coaching fees. And last but not the least, my experience tells me that those who are the poor of the poorest, most marginalized, they really work hard. They grab the opportunity. Many of you are privileged students. Make the best of it. Grab the opportunity. Don't leave any opportunity which comes in your way. And wish you all the very best. You are all bright young boys and girls. I could read your faces. One more thing. You can have boys who are friends. There's a difference between boys who are friends and boyfriends. Friends you must have, otherwise you start abandoning the boys. You don't want to talk to them. That should not happen. But at the same time, there should not be distractions. Take care of that. And time will come when the fame will come to you, money will come to you, but you'll have to work hard for it. Wish you all the very best. God bless you all.